Father, what is the rational milk without guile that's spoken of in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 2?
Well, St. Paul talks about the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth with regard to Christ, our Passover, being sacrificed. And he associates that, of course, with Easter Sunday. It's the epistle for the Easter Vigil, right? And when we talk about not to feast with malice and dishonesty as the world does, but our feasting is what he calls the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. But the unleavened bread, he's referring to the Holy Eucharist. And in that, we find our joy in sincerity and truth. As St. Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, someone who is charitable, has true charity, does not rejoice in evil. He rejoices in the truth, though. He rejoices in the truth. Whether it be good news or bad news, he rejoices in the truth. And so when St. Peter refers to this, he's no doubt referring to the same idea, that the truth to us, because of what St. Paul calls in 2 Thessalonians, the love for the truth is there in us. And so we rejoice in that. And we put away all deceitfulness, all sinfulness, and we proclaim the truth of Christ, the Son of God, his incarnation, his birth, his sacrificial death on the cross, his resurrection. This is the milk, the pure milk. Why does he refer to it as milk? Well, because he refers to us as newborn babes. Remember, the newly baptized of the Easter Vigil would still have their white robes that they received there. And they were considered like newborn infants. They were newly born. It didn't matter what age they were. I mean, whether there was an actual human newborn or somebody who was 90 years old. I baptized a man who was 102 years old one time. Never been baptized, and he was like a newborn baby at that point, at the age of 102. What does it mean? It refers to the soul, not the body. The soul of the person is like a newborn baby that has been freshly born and baptized and is purified, and absolutely purified of all sin. With perfect justice before God, that baby stands as a child of God. This is the message of Easter. It's the message of Easter Sunday, and what follows, the constant talk about the font, the baptismal font, the font washing away all sin and giving us a new life and making us no longer just merely children of mortal, sinful human beings, but now we're children of God. This is the whole theme of it. And so when they refer to the milk, they refer to like a mother's milk coming to a newborn baby. And that is the milk of sincerity, truth, and the faith that God gives. So it all goes back to that. It all goes back to the rebirth of the baptismal font, in which, well, hey, Tom, I just mentioned what our Lord said, you must become as these little children. You must become as innocent as these little children and believing as these little children to even enter the kingdom of heaven. Well, that is true quite literally, spiritually, at the baptismal font. So whether you're talking about the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth of St. Paul, or the fresh milk like the baby receives, it all has the same idea. Someone has actually received a new birth, and this is a birth from above. This is what St. John calls being born of God.